Okay, so I guess we're just gonna kind of start off by asking you what you do.
Okay. All right. Sure. Basically, I am a spiritualist medium, and what I do is when people come for readings, I help them connect with any dearly departed loved ones connected to them that want to impart a message. So I also, along with that, intuit, which, to my way of thinking, means I read a person's energy. And in doing so, I'm able to apply clairvoyance and insights into their life, their situation, circumstances, etc. So that's basically what I offer.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Oh, I hate to think how long. Probably about 35 years in total. Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah. Have you always been working in Vancouver, or?
Yes, I have. Yeah. Born and raised and always worked in Vancouver. Yeah.
Did you have any idea what if this was what you wanted to do when you were younger?
That's a good question. Because I come from about 5 generations that I know of psychics, of highly evolved people who had gifts. And so I feel that a large part of what I do is DNA. It's a natural gift. And the other part is what I've gleaned over the years, because I have been mentored by other great psychics, James von Prague, John Edwards, Sylvia Brown, and Robert Brown, who was not really as well known perhaps, but he was psychic to Princess Diana. He's from England, and other, and rock stars and things like that. So it's just like in teaching, we do professional development, which really helps our evolution, and I continue, to fine tune and hone my gifts.
That's amazing. So I guess it's a thing that comes with experience and years.
It does, but you have to have the natural inclination. I tell everyone, I use the analogy of Michael Phelps, who's an Olympian swimmer, profound. Now, we all have the ability to swim, but we all don't have the ability to be Olympians.
Yeah.
So it's how evolved you are, and it's also how much of the psychic muscle you use. So
I guess
it's a combination.
Consider yourself an Olympian of psychics, then?
Well, that's kind of a bold statement, and I'm far too humble for that. But I guess we aspire. We all aspire to be Olympians, so yeah. I guess that's a good way of putting it.
So
it's more mastering the craft.
Well, it's like
the gift, yeah.
It's like nobody. I know for a long time I always wanted to do art, but art and drawing and things like that takes time and years, and anatomy is so hard, and you have to study everything and every single aspect of the human body and everything that surrounds you, shapes and things like that. So
exactly.
It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort.
And it's dedication. You have to have the devotion, the motivation to help others.
Yes.
And this is what I do. I am of service.
Would you say that would be one of the reasons why you followed your path, because you
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Initially I was a teacher, and now I put it this way, that I'm teaching higher truths. So
definitely the two go hand in hand.
Exactly.
So when you hear the word superstition, what comes to mind?
Well, it really is a belief. And it's interesting because it's believing that something is going to produce an outcome. It's been around since the dawn of civilization. It's closely related to religion, culture, and personal. So it's threefold, but it is something that seems to be very much a part of our evolving brain.
Mind when you hear the word superstition?
Well, superstition is a belief that an object, action, or circumstance is going to influence an event. Now, the object, action, or circumstances may have nothing to do with the event itself, but it's the belief. It's like the cognitive bias. that something is going to be produced in terms of the desired outcome, like a rabbit's foot, or a horseshoe, or, a relic, or, a necklace that your grandmother gave you. All these things are superstitious, objects that people think are going to influence the result of something, the outcome of something. So it's more of a belief than anything. It's a concept.
And then, how do you believe superstitions to typically start?
Well, they claim that they can be cultural, religious, or personal in nature. So, the idea of superstitions have gone back centuries, even the dawn of civilization, if you really investigate it. So I think that people are influenced culturally initially, and then it goes to religion because it's something that we're brought up with, and personal, things that we can make meaning with. So
What superstitions do you typically know of?
I was thinking driving over here that this has nothing to do with the common ones, but it's the coat I'm wearing. I've worn this coat, I call it my magic coat,
Yeah.
to every broadcast I've done on radio or anywhere, because I think wearing it gives me that sense of comfort that it's going to be successful. But typically you've got the horseshoe. Like some people put a horseshoe over their doorstep, and that signifies that no evil will come to them, that everybody that comes in will be to the good. The rabbit's foot. I remember taking a dirty old rabbit's foot to an exam thinking, oh, I'm going to ace this exam, and I didn't, but, it gave me the comfort. It's the cognitive bias. It's the way our brain is wired that produces these things that I don't have control over that, so I'm going to believe in this to gain some sort of control. And conversely, we can use it to the negative. Oh, well, it's bad luck. It's because it was the 13th that I wrote the exam on, or signed the contract, or did a transaction for a house or whatever that brought me this bad luck. It's not personal responsibility. It's more blaming something. So it works to the positive and the negative.